What's up guys, welcome to my home gym. Today I'm going to give you a full tour, show you all the different tools that I use, and give you some suggestions if you want to start your own home gym. So here we go. As a disclaimer, I need to admit, building this home gym was quite a task. With all the COVID and everything, getting equipment at this time was really harder than before. I used to have a home gym back when I was living in Montreal. In that gym, I had all the equipment and it cost me super cheap to build it. And I don't know why I sold it for some reason, but I sold every single piece. I'd just rather go to the gym. Should have kept it. But anyways, that was my first home gym, and when I was building this home gym, I had something in mind and kind of went into piece. So this is actually the second version, the home gym in Lac Brome. You may have seen some videos on Instagram where I'm in the shed, and that was about 100 square feet. But right here in this gym, it's about 15 feet long and 7 feet wide. So we're just about 100 square feet. And looks a lot bigger in video than in real, just because the roof is so low as well and no lighting, but it does really good, and really stoked on being able to have all this equipment now and can't complain. So let's start up first with the big tools, and then we'll just go and show you all the little accessories that I use. So first of all, there's the Saris H3, one of the tools I've been using the most this winter with my bike. First smart trainer that I've owned. It's been doing wonders. Sarah's has been kind enough to send me this right at the beginning of the pandemic. So I must admit, this is the first piece of equipment that I got for this home gym. Dumbbells, probably the hardest thing to get on the market right now. And I was lucky enough to get these black coated dumbbells, and these go from 8 pounds to 50 pounds with increments of 5 pounds until we get there. Got it with the rack as well. I didn't want the dumbbells to be on the ground and just pile them up. I'd like to say a good investment. We'll have the kettlebells. So kettlebells got 8, 12, 24 and 16 kilos. Kettlebells just are great tools overall. Do a lot of things. With the height of the roof, I wasn't able to do any kettlebell snatches or kettlebell swings on the top, so that was maybe a little bit more of a bummer. So when it's hot and outside during the spring, we started getting them out and using them a little bit more. This is the slim rack, the sheep rack that Gorilla call them. To be honest, they created this rack after I decided to order it. Since the distance between these two walls is really narrow, I wanted the minimum of distance until a plate wouldn't hit the wall. So this is why I made this custom. So the size of this was about 15 inch. And because of the height of the ceiling, we had to cut them through. So I needed I had a 80 inch clearance without the carpet, so I made it cut at 78 inches, and with this custom thing, and I think they sold a lot more after that, started to understand that other people needed this type of narrow space, and just really convenient. And in the same time, got the Gorilla bar. So this is a dual bearing bar. To be honest, this setup, like the setup of a rack and barbell, is probably, if you would have to build your own home gym, I would recommend just going with a squat rack and a bar, because you have everything. You have the weight that you could use in different types of movements, landmine, front squats, back squats, presses, name it, all the sorts of chin-ups. So if you would have like one thing to buy, best bang for your buck, this would be it. I think the dumbbells would probably be the less to buy, because they just take so much space, and it's expensive per pound. So a lot more variety that you can do with this setup. Bench press. So this is a pretty cool feature that I got on Amazon, and if you want to fold it, you could just bend it like this each ways. You could also make an incline bench if you place it this way, and it looks pretty good. It is a little cheaper on the cheap side. This was $180. So the stability isn't great, and the tissue is kind of like, I'd say pretty cheap, but it does a good work for how much it costs. So if you're just looking for a bench and don't want to spend a lot of money on it, this is a great little piece. And by the way, I'll put down in the link in the description below all the links so you can find these articles. I mean, I don't get paid for this. I paid for all the equipment in this gym, so it's just suggestions. If you find it a little cheaper somewhere else, you could just get it there. This is just where I bought it. Plates. So I already had from the past gym plates that I kept, but we have about until 400 pounds of plate right here, which I all use when I'll deadlift. But if not, I don't need more than this. If we're more than one person to train, or if we're doing 2 movements that require a bar, I might be limited in the weights, but we just use the proper movements just so it's perfect, using everything we need. And yeah. Another big tool is the rower. So that was one of the hardest things to get after the dumbbells for the gym, just because so many people were after them. I actually bought this used, more expensive than I bought my newer one in the past. If I would have the choice and I wouldn't be a cyclist and didn't have my Saris trainer inside, I would probably opt for an assault bike. First of all, cheaper, takes less space, and overall, I think it's a better equipment for like conditioning tool. But this works out. Use it quite a bit more these past few weeks. The barbell, so I only have 2 extra specialty barbells. So I'll have the fat bar and from Gorilla, and I'll also have the trap bar from Tonic. This is actually painted by myself. I wanted to look black so it would fit with the gym. So it's not perfect, but it looks a lot better than the only chrome. Little accessories that I'll use. This is the bar dip that I use quite a lot in the fall, a little less these days, but really good tool. I also used it putting it a little bit higher on the chin-up bar, so I'll be able to do chin-ups in neutral grip. Also, these are Parallettes that I made years ago. I made these probably 6-7 years ago. It's only with PVC pipe. Super simple, cost under $40 to make. Pretty good. I wouldn't recommend more these pads. So these pads are great for doing anything on your knees. Because of this height of the ceiling here, I wasn't able to do any presses. So I was doing a lot of kneeling movements with this mat. Really love this little mat. Many different types of bands, booty bands right here. Just for glute activation. Don't use them for anything else. And then all the different kind of bands, so red, yellow, and green. I also have purple and I think I had a black one. A band that not many people buy, and I find that it's super useful for activation and even for a lot of band exercises for the upper body, is this yellow one. It's super slim and you can do so much things without like using an over tension with like the other red ones. So this is a band that it's really underrated. Something that I don't use a lot and I used to use a lot is the flossing bands from Mobility WOD. These are really great for muscle activation, warm up, just keep that blood flow in your legs and your upper body, gain some mobility. A lot of good tools for that. You can head down to Mobility WOD and see everything you can do with these, but should start using these a little bit more. Something I don't use anymore, but they're just handlebars. It's just that the space in here is so small that I need to go really, really far away so they're useful. So don't really use them that much. I use them a little bit more outside. Other cool tool is this timer, tiny timer. I got this one on Amazon. You're doing intervals and just like timing like your rest periods. This is like a no-brainer. You don't need to look at your phone all the time and a text pops up and you're just like get really out of balance and you kind of forget where you are in your training. So I try to turn my phone on airplane mode when I work out, and that way I won't even look at it. This is the only part that I'll look at for my rest periods. Really underrated thing is this whiteboard. So whiteboard for training is really good. For me, my workouts are all on my training app, so when I'll go and do a workout, I'll just head up and look what I'm doing, look the movements that I need to do, the reps, the sets, and I find it annoying to always go on the phone and write it down, like every time you finish a set. So I'd rather just write all my workout on my whiteboard, and then when I'm done, I sit down, cool down, and then I write down my results. And it's like a lot more efficient, and I feel a lot more concentrated by seeing it there, not even needing to go and look on my screen all the time. It's quite subtle, but this rack is really saves some space from on the ground because there's like only 100 square feet here. This really helps on just saving some space. Usually I put my barbell on there too, but we're squatting today, so the bar is already ready. I use this little rack for everything I need, shoes, little stuff that I like to use in training. So the Abwheel is something very, very cool. Use this quite a lot. Sliders, so from Ironbull. So these sliders are pretty cool for leg curls, any movements of upper body. I also have these for pull downs. So I'll attach a band onto this. And then just pull directly from here. These work a lot on your grip. Did pull-ups on this, so you could put it right over the bar like this and just keep it stable, do some hang work, work on that grip. It's a lot different having these big black balls. Don't quote me on that. All right. So these are fake TRX from Decathlon. These are actually one of the cheapest and best pieces of equipment that I got for this gym. Like $35 for these, for a copy of TRX that are $200. I think it's a really good deal. I use them a bit inside this gym, but used it more outside just for the space, because here it's just so narrow that I had to place myself in certain angles. So I prefer using this upstairs and outside, bring this on the road. This is something that doesn't take space and is very useful. You can do so many movements with this. Or set up. Slamball, it's a no-brainer for core exercises. Power movements, just throwing it is you don't need something too heavy. This is a 10-pound. Hip thrust pad. Haven't done hip thrusts in ages. AbMat, use these mostly only for butterfly sit-ups. Don't use it for that much more than that. A little stretching stuff. The RUmbell Roller, so use this a lot for my neck. Just when I get my neck a little sore after riding my bike, doing long sets of interval, I like using this. Helps me like just relax my neck a lot. And we use this ball quite a lot. I have 4 more balls of different weights in the shed, but this is the ball that I use the most in this gym. So it's a 20-pounder. A lot of Medball cleans, squats, speed, stuff like that. A little Russian twist, but nothing too more fancy for this. And a classic foam roller. So got this on Amazon as well. More than just using this. It's quite convenient. And yeah, so most of the equipment has been bought brand new. Some of it has been used. So I always recommend finding something used these days. But if you could find it for cheaper new, I think it's a better bang for your buck. Also on Marketplace these days, it's just crazy how people like sell things way more than what they're worth. So do your due diligence and look a little bit everywhere before buying something. I think it'll become a lot more easier building your own home gym in the next year. And I hope it becomes a lot cheaper than for me. But anyways. Another important thing about the gym is the carpet that I've used. So this is 5mm. It goes 3, 5, and 8mm when you buy these rolls. I wanted it to be at least, well, 5mm is the only one that I found, but if I would have had the choice, I would have probably take 3, just because I didn't want it to be that high. Outside in the shed and in the past, I've had horse stall mats, which are good, but the thing I find annoying about it, it's super hard to clean, and these are super easy to clean. Just go with I pass a vacuum on it, and then the mop, and it looks brand new each time. So really appreciate these rolls. Couldn't suggest them more. A lot more than horse stall mats, but if that's all you can find, that's fine. It just doesn't look as good, and this just helps you like range it. Also with the quirky spaces around here, we were able to cut everything perfectly in place, and I found these actually used from a gym that was closing, but you can buy them pretty much everywhere that sells like whole gym equipments. If not, a couple of Google searches, and I'll send down a couple of links below with different options you could check. At the beginning, this room was only a cream color, but I really wanted it to be black and white. So this is black from Iron Black from Benjamin Moore, and this is I don't remember the exact white, but it's 2 colors from Benjamin Moore, and I really like Benjamin Moore just because of the matte color that you can get out of it, and not many paint colors do that. So this kind of brings some seriousness into the gym, and very inspiring. Really looks good with the black TV right on that side. This is why we put it on this way. Usually I'm on my bike right here, but now that the bike season has officially started, I haven't done any more Zoom, not Zoom, some Zwift races or Zwift trainings. I've all done everything outside. One of my suggestions when you're building your home gym is really to start small, and most importantly, start with things that you could do and repeat a lot, and that's convenient in the space that you have. Don't try to buy everything at once. This is the accumulation of many months, and it'll keep on growing once we build our 3rd version of gym outside in the new garage that will be coming up very soon. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers. So yeah, so just go slowly and build yourself something that's inspiring for when you work out. If you're working out in a space that you don't appreciate and that you find it annoying, you're not going to tend to go there. So make it obvious for yourself and make it a place fun to be around. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe, like, and comment. And if you have any other questions in regards of building your home gym, drop that down in the comments below. And Billy is okay with that as well, right?